So we're seeing a lot of really interesting trends in food service as well. Definitely a lot that kind of coincide with the beverage trends you discussed already. One of those is going to be house-made sodas. We're in general kind of seeing a lot more beverage innovation in food service than we've seen kind of in years past. Every operator really wants to kind of go that extra mile to give the consumer something that's really truly unique, something that's proprietary and something that they can't get at any other outlet. So two trends in terms of that innovation. We're seeing house-made sodas, as I mentioned, and also barrel-aged cocktails. So we're seeing a lot of vendors kind of making those offerings. So another trend I want to highlight is healthy and organic items. And this is definitely something that we see, year after year at the NRA show. It's always a big trend in food service. But this year we saw kind of some evolution of those trends in terms of what consumers are seeing as healthy and what kind of buzzwords are really helping to drive sales. So this year we again saw a lot of gluten-free items. Definitely maybe not with as much excitement as last year. Last year there was sort of this frenzy for everything gluten-free, but this year we're seeing a lot of gluten alternatives. So we're seeing a lot of quinoa, a lot of buckwheat, kind of non-wheat grains and pastas that allow operators to serve that demand, maybe without kind of resorting to this strictly gluten-free positioning. Another thing we're seeing kind of working off that gluten-free idea is serving all kinds of special diets. Again, that's a trend that we saw last year as well, but just as kind of an anecdote, we even saw Vienna Beef this year come out with a halal hot dog. So it really goes to show how far restaurants are willing to go to really reach every possible segment of the consumer population. So another trend we're seeing in kind of that healthy and organic lane is a little different, but we're seeing kind of a resurgence of turkey in different categories of food service. Again, nothing too new, but Burger King was kind of the first to release a turkey burger that has performed pretty well for them, at least according to the vendors here. And now we're kind of seeing turkey come out in various formats in food service. So one area that's been particularly successful is in breakfast. We're seeing a lot of turkey bacon, turkey sausage, kind of items where consumers are maybe looking for something a little healthier, and operators are looking for something where they can save a little money on beef prices and maybe sell a higher margin item as well. So moving on to the next trend here, this is going to be another one that we kind of saw developing last year as well. Flexible menus and items that can really appeal to a variety of different dining occasions. So this is going to include both desserts and main menu items. And in desserts, we're kind of seeing portion control. So kind of individually sized, even really miniature dessert items that kind of allow consumers to either just take one bite or two and really kind of keep their calories under control while still being able to indulge in something sweet at the end of their meal. So some examples of things we're seeing there, we're seeing, again, miniature desserts in shot glasses, anything that's kind of varying up the presentation and keeping it fun while still appealing to that kind of healthier, slightly less indulgent demand. And then in main menu items, we're still seeing sliders, things like that, small sandwiches. One thing that I thought was kind of interesting is Nathan's Famous had a new slider hot dog that they were offering this year. So again, kind of speaks to letting the customer customize his or her dining experience. Maybe do shareable plates, maybe have a small meal, maybe just a small snack. It really lets the consumer decide what he or she is looking for. So I just want to highlight one more trend here. I want to talk a little bit about flavors. That's always something we're kind of looking out for at the NRA show. One thing we're seeing mostly in desserts is kind of exotic flavor profiles. We're seeing kind of unexpected ingredients, things like even taro root or green tea. I saw both of those used in new desserts here on the floor. In food, we're seeing a lot of umami. That was really big here. There's actually a full pavilion of umami-based items kind of designated to educating both consumers and operators on how to kind of incorporate this flavor profile into their food.
Thanks, Lizzie. Definitely looking forward to seeing how those trends play out through 2013. Great show, lots of great trends, and we look forward to seeing you guys again in 2014.